Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is also a podcast, Summer House Edition, Season 9, Episode 14, the finale before the finale, if you will. And it was fine.
It's setting us up for the finale. I'm ready for the finale.
The show, the people, they're infuriating. I have no other way to describe them.
I agree. So many times I was like, oh, this episode.
It's just like, I'm being gaslit but I'm watching it and then someone's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy about this.
But then we get like a double dosing of gaslighting because then we had Watch What Happens Live. And I'm like, are we watching the same show?
I couldn't watch it. I had to stop 10 minutes in. I was like, fuck this, honestly. Anyway, before we get into the episode and why we're so infuriated, we have an Instagram, a TikTok, a YouTube, a Patreon. All of the links are in our description. Also, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. It really helps the podcast. I hope we get one for our finale episodes. That would be fun.
Ooh, a little treat.
But then we have like 3 reunions, so that'd be fun too. Just like keep them coming. Anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters because now I'm going to be gaslit for an hour and we're going to talk about it for 2.
That's the thing. The truth isn't the truth these days. So like, what's the point?
It's crazy that we see it and they're like, no, that's not true. And I'm like, no.
That's how I feel about like real life too, though.
No,
I'm like,
literally,
this is all a joke. What is going on?
I have trouble like taking anything seriously, like my job, anything, because I'm like, all of it's fake. It's all fake. I'm being gaslit. Anyway, let's just jump in the episode. Okay, so previously on Summer House, Kyle has a lot of sperm. Amanda's starting her swimsuit line. Carl thinks Lindsay is embarrassed about what happened to her last summer. Jesse told Sierra that she can't touch him. Jesse and Lexi are still together and people are confused. Sierra's pissed at Jesse for being two-faced and she's over it. So we pick up right where we left off. I don't know why we can't end a storyline and then start the episode, but
God forbid.
We'll stop right in the middle of a conversation. So it's Saturday, August 24th, 6:11 p.m. Jesse and Sierra are talking. Jesse is hurt that Sierra called him a two-faced liar. And Sierra is like, well, obviously I take my friendships really seriously and you don't. And then Sierra tells Jesse that she's mad and upset because of the way he's moving. It doesn't make sense. And he's all making all these jokes that aren't funny. And then Jesse said that Sierra touching him was hurting Lexi. And at the time, that's all he could think to do was like make a joke, but he shouldn't have. He should communicate better. And then Jesse just wants their friendship to improve. Because like people fuck up. That's what he was like.
It's crazy because he like makes himself the victim in that. He's like, wow, it's really upsetting that you like called me a liar. And it's like, how about you stop being a liar then? Like, why don't you just talk and clear things up?
If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a geese? No, stop.
It's giving like when serial cheaters like cry on their living room floor when they get caught cheating, and it's like, why are you crying? Like, why are you upset now? This is crazy.
Honestly, it's giving man, and
it's giving man.
It's giving man. Anyway, Sierra accepts his shitty ass apology. She's salty, but she'll get over it, and they hug. She does make a joke. She's like, "Are we allowed to hug?" The crazy part is, he's making like Lexi out. He really is making her out to be like crazier than she is.
Yes. Because Lexi has boundaries. And if he doesn't like them, then he doesn't have to date her. Like, nobody is forcing. I understand there's all these things about Lexi, and they exist. Like, her family's annoying. She is a little bit jealous. Like, she has boundaries. But Jesse is not required to date her. So if that doesn't align with how you want to live your life, then just don't date her. She's not doing anything wrong for like having all of that. She's communicating with you.
And her boundary is stop flirting with Sierra. And he's like,
yes.
I can't breathe the air around her. And I'm going to make a big deal out of it too. And it's like,
she's like,
if you actually liked her.
Stop acting single when I'm not there. And he's like, God forbid I have a good time.
Can't. Anyway, you know what? I have to say this now at the top of the podcast. Whenever someone on reality TV is like, oh, I'm from Chicago or like the suburbs of Chicago, I'm always like, oh my God, yay. They all turn out to be trash. All of them. I'm constantly
Alicia,
disappointed.
Now you understand how I feel that Tom Sandoval's from my hometown of St. Louis.
No, because that's one. That's one. Every dude that goes on.
Who else?
There's this dude on The Bachelor. He sucked. There's a distant cousin of mine that also went on The Bachelor, different season. He was the villain. My parents just ran into him at a funeral. Hilarious. There was definitely someone on Big Brother that was from Chicago, and I was like, God, embarrassing.
It's a bigger city, so you have more room for terrible people.
Just they're all anyway. I just have to say it. They all disappoint me. I'm claiming all the Midwesterners, so then I can have Luke and Wes as well.
That's the thing. Like West wasn't even that bad. Like it's just crazy how hard we went for West, and now we're seeing this.
But okay. Is Jesse, like, not getting as much hate?
No, I've heard he loves it. I've heard he loves the hate. Like, he is, like, thriving off of it.
No, that's great. But I've heard people are, like, harsher on Lexi than they are Jesse now. I haven't looked at the posts.
Well, I mean, we hate women, so.
Oh, right.
Silly you.
My bad. Moving on. It's 8:08 p.m. We're back at the house. Paige, Amanda, and Sierra have TikTok time, which is fun because my roommate in college, we used to have Vine time, if you remember that.
Oh my God.
We used to have Vine time. Good times. So then Jesse tells Lexi about the combo, and Jesse tells Lexi that Sierra is just trying to make it through these 2 weeks and move on.
Like, he already is misrepresenting their conversation. Like, you are taking the worst things that she says without giving full context of where you ended up.
Like, that's what he gathered from that whole conversation. He was like, the first sentence, locked, loaded, that's all I got. That was crazy.
Like, kind of her threat, not really a threat, but being like, listen, if I just need to get through these 2 weeks and we're not actually going to be friends and you're not going to treat me right, I'll get through these 2 weeks. But that's not where they ended up. So why would you plant negativity in your girlfriend's mind about your friend? Like, you're ruining their relationship. If you only tell Lexi the bad stuff, of course she's not going to like Sierra.
And then Jesse says his feelings are hurt because now he thinks him and Sierra are just show friends.
Again!
What?
You ended when you hugged, and she was like, I take friendship seriously. Like, how is that just a show friendship? You're treating it just like a show friendship. Like, you're playing in her face, and she doesn't want that.
No, he's playing in all of our faces. We have to watch it. And then he's like, I actually didn't do that. And we're all like, what? I feel like I'm nuts. I feel like I'm crazy.
Am I crazy that... like later in this episode, he says like, we've been friends for so long, and it's like, you guys have been friends for a year. Like, no shade literally on like year-long friendships, but like, it's not like it's that deep and like a 25-year relationship.
You can say we're very close. You can't say we've been friends for so long. That's separate.
I feel like he preys on intimacy and strong bonds and like wants to play into it when he wants it, but he doesn't actually want to do the effort and work to like maintain and actually have that strong relationship.
It's giving man.
It's giving.
I feel like nothing
giving
else
loneliness epidemic is women's fault.
Oh, it's giving incel. It's just giving everything.
Yeah.
So it's now Sunday, August 25th, 8:31 a.m. Gabby and Lindsay leave bright and early in the morning.
I was like, adios.
See ya. Everyone else gets the Dunkin' delivery.
Okay, that was executed really well. Way better than the Uber Eats, in my opinion. Like, Paige picking out those donuts. I was like, girlie, now I want a donut, and I don't even like donuts.
Delicious. Donuts are my favorite dessert. I love a donut.
That's what it is. I think they're a dessert, not a breakfast food. So, like, I don't like donuts.
Oh, I would eat them
in a breakfast.
I would eat them any morning, noon, or night. I'm obsessed with donuts. Okay, everyone packs up. Wes freaks out a little bit in his creepy way because Sierra is driving the car behind him. And she's like, hey, are you going to move forward or go backwards? He's like, I'm going forward. And then he turns to Jesse and he's like, can you believe she
docked to me? It is actually becoming kind of funny every time he does it. It's like the new bit. He's like, Sierra talked to me. She looked me in my eye.
It is a bit, but it's still, you're like, come on, guy. You know,
just you're not going to get her to be friends with you if you keep acting like this.
No, never. So we go back to New York City, and on Monday, Lindsay shows us how little the diapers she has are. I didn't know. Listen, I've never had to deal with a newborn personally. I didn't know they were that small. I was the babysitter who came in once, like, they were a little more grown, you know?
Yeah.
Those are tiny diapers.
I do always forget how tiny a newborn is until, like, they're fresh out the womb. And you're, like, holding them, and you're like, I could break you in half. Like, gotta be careful here.
I haven't seen a newborn in at least 15 years at this point.
With my sister popping out 4 kids, I mean,
that's true.
Holding the newborns frequently.
You have a lot of experience. And Sierra goes to the U.S. Open, and Jesse's there. So
I remember seeing this.
I remember too.
I'm like, this is good. Like, this is how you get your friendship back on track. Like, you got to get over the hump of awkwardness. Like, I have no problem with Jesse and Sierra, like, wanting to be friends.
Same.
But I just hate Jesse in a general sense.
I don't think anyone should be Jesse's friend. To be honest, I think he's a bad friend.
I don't think Jesse is a friend to anybody.
No,
he like wants friends, but he doesn't want to be a friend.
Yeah, he's a bad friend for sure. So like, if you choose to be friends with Jesse, that's on you. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't think you should do that. You know,
good point. Or like, you should put him in the box of like surface level show friends. Like, we are not friends here.
There you go. So it's on Wednesday. Amanda is having her swimsuit line preview event. It's on this rooftop that I swear to God has every single summer house event that Kyler and Amanda throws. It's always the same background. And I know there are 1,000 different rooftops in New York, but like, it's always the same one. It's always the same layout. I never really thought about that. Too.
I was kind of shocked.
I think Kyle had a lover boy event there. Remember that conversation where Amanda's with her dad didn't want for him to propose? That was on his rooftop.
He had just like cheated on her, or like there was maybe a cheating that we didn't know about. Yes. Oh my God.
That was on this rooftop. I swear everything.
So funny.
Kyle and Amanda must live in this building.
Yeah.
It's always this rooftop. So.
Or like somebody at production is like, no, this is always a safe bet rooftop for us.
Yeah. But it is always, that's what I thought about. I was like, I've been here before. Speaking of, Amanda's parents are also here for the swimsuit line.
A classic. I love seeing the parents. Like, honestly, I like when they throw events and you just get a sneak peek. I don't need conversations with the parents. I just want a quick hug. Like, oh my God, they're doing great.
I like watching the other cast members like meet the parents if they haven't already, because then it's like kind of awkward but cute. You know?
That's so true.
Let's go through all the cast members who are here. We got Wes, Danielle, Lindsay, Gabby, Lexi, and her sister, who's not a cast member, but she showed up.
I mean, basically.
Paige, Sierra, Jesse. Okay, so Lindsay put her crib together recently. Her man is super handy.
It's giving Rob hung on TV in 7 seconds, but like not at the same time. It's not as cringy as
she only said it once.
I know. I was like, we got a handyman again. Here we go.
And Carl also then shows up. So Wes and Jesse talk. Jesse's a bad friend for real because he tells Wes to shave his mustache. And I was like, don't do it.
I know.
You just want your friend to be ugly then. Stop.
It's kind of like when our moms dress their bridesmaids really ugly. It's like, like, do you think it's going to make you look better if your friend is ugly?
You hate your friends. When Wes was like, I feel like if I shaved it, I would have a baby face. And Jesse was like, just be different. And I was like, no, listen. Don't be different. You look like great.
It's like when girls are like, oh, I should get bangs. And it's like, it doesn't work on everybody. Don't do it. Like, whatever you know works for your face, stick with that.
Because then you're mustacheless for a while. And that's
the thing. It requires a transition. Like, also, Wes, you look good. Keep it as is.
Can you imagine? I thought about this, and this is where my brain goes. If you have a mustache for a long period of time and then you shave it, is there a tan line? Like, do you just have your upper lip very white?
I don't, because
if you shaved your head, there might be a tan line, though.
That's true.
He's a thick-ass mustache.
And it's like the peak summer. You're so true. Wow, I never thought about that.
Jesse's a bad friend.
Jesse. I mean, we already knew you were a bad friend in many ways, but this was like, put it in terrible. The evidence.
So Jesse is very happy compared to the past couple of weeks. He's gone through a breakup and gotten back together, and a friend breakup, and he got back together.
This is crazy.
it's a lot. And Jesse and Lexi hung out last night, so that's great. And then Gabby asked Lexi and her sister how it's going with Jesse, and Lexi's like, it's fine. And then Lexi's sister is like, he bought me and my mom tequila last night. And I was like, I never want to utter those words. Oh my God. I never need to utter those. My mom drinking tequila is already like crazy, but my boyfriend buying my mom tequila is next level weird.
That being like the reason that you guys are good is like weird. Like you're like, oh yeah, we're doing good. Like he bought my mom and I tequila. That's not something where you're like, yay, good relationship.
As the eldest daughter and oldest sister, you think my little sister is going to call me crying about a guy and then she's going to get back with him and I'm going to be okay because he bought me tequila? No. Let me tell you, my sister has been in this situation before, and even though she begs me to like the guy she's taken back, I go, I will like him to his face, but secretly I'm seething.
Oh my God, I still remember her high school boyfriend. I don't even like that guy, and I've never met him, but I've heard all the stories. The worst
is he was so nice. He was like, great. He just, don't break up with my sister. Don't break up with my sister.
Once I know the bad stuff, you're never going to get me on your side again.
This guy was great too. He did one thing wrong in their 5 years, and I was like, and I'll never forget.
We're done here. Yeah.
I'm done. Yeah. Okay, so then we do a speech, which Kyle introduces Amanda. Amanda thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for the support, because she's going to be supporting women with big breasts. So Amanda feels like she's starting to find herself again. It's very empowering because last summer she was like lost herself. And may I just say, I feel like career-wise or professionally, I am right now in my life where Amanda was last summer, and I need to figure that out.
I agree. I think instead of like having like a true midlife crisis, it's now just like an identity crisis of like a lot of work stuff for people our age. And yeah, I think we're all just like wanting to make pivots. Like, I don't want to keep doing what I've been doing. I don't want this corporate clock in, clock out. And like, I can't even imagine for Amanda, because like co-owning a brand that you kind of have to clock in and clock out on, that like you want to be inspired elsewhere, would be even harder. Like, we can leave our jobs. Like, she kind of can't.
Very true. I mean, we could, but also we need money to pay for stuff.
No. But like, we could like shift companies. We could pivot a little bit more. Like, Kyle would never let her leave Loverboy.
No, of course not. Okay, but we're so happy for Amanda. Anyway, so now it's Friday, August 30th, 1:32 p.m. We're going to the Hamptons. This is the last weekend. Jesse and Wes are driving down together. They talk about how the summer went by so quickly. Wes has been having more fun as the summer has gone on. Then the boys pinky swear to have a boys weekend, but then Jesse's like, wait, I can't have boys weekend, which is crazy because you could, just don't be disrespectful about it.
That's the thing, is it then it still gives the impression, even though he's not saying it, that like, oh, I can't because of Lexi.
Yeah, it's so rude. Anyway, so then Lindsay, Lexi, and Gabby are all driving down together. So last night, Lexi had asked Jesse if he was going to come out because one of her best friends was coming over. It was 9 p.m. and he said he was going for a manicure. And Lexi's first instinct was, that's a lie. I can't trust him, right? So Lindsay is like, dude, what man is getting a manicure at 9 p.m.? Like, that's crazy. And Lexi's like, but that's not even the point. The point is that, like, I didn't trust him off that. So, like, that's a problem.
No matter
for
what
me.
He ended up doing, it was on her. And I like how she said that. Yeah. She was like, I don't trust him, so this isn't going to work for me anymore.
She's very emotionally intelligent from where I met her versus now.
Yeah.
She really had my expectations low.
I'm just annoyed she got back together with him. Like, I would have, like, really been, like, cheering you on and been like, hell yeah, babe. But, like, I'm like, why did you do this to me again? Like, this is so stupid.
Now I hate that they got back together. Stop.
That's the one. Okay. I mean, the family pisses me off.
For the episode, they don't get back together, and then at the end, we can acknowledge it.
Like, this is just, in general, the original breakup. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Great. Thank God. Yes. We'll talk about it at the end. It's so frustrating. Anyway. So Lexi's just tired of teaching this man how to be a good boyfriend. She says she just has to end it because, like, he doesn't really understand what a relationship is, and she's gonna do it tonight, whenever they get to the house.
I'm kind of convinced that they like kind of got back together, whatever, and it's just like, yeah, let's see how this works. Because last weekend, everything she's saying right now she was saying the reverse last week, and I think she's had time to like let it sit and be like, wait a minute, I regret that. Like we should not have gotten back together. Like, because last week she was like, oh, I just need to train him a little. And we were like, no. And this week she's like, I don't want to train this man. And we're like, thank you, babe.
Yeah. I think she probably sat on it. And you know the saying where like women break up with men before they actually do it, like break up in their heads. I feel like the first breakup was like contemplating it. She got back together, but she was like, no, we're still breaking up in my head. And now she's like, for sure ready.
And I think she was like just generally hurt, like caught off guard. So then she like broke up with him just like out of principle, but didn't think about it. So it's easier to go back when it's like, wait a minute, like what do I want out of this? Yeah.
And then he came back and like, you're also on this expedited timeline because you have to hang out every weekend. Yeah. Like she can't just like be like, I'm taking a week to myself. She's like gonna see him this weekend in front of people. So it's like, I fucking guess. You know?
Like, I know we hate when people think about their storylines, but like I would be like, if you've spent all summer with this guy, I would, and you have 1 week left. It's like, let's just ride this out. Like we can just figure this out when the cameras go down. Like maybe things will be better when we're not under all this pressure and like crazy filming schedule. And we don't have to be in this house with all these people. Like what will like actual life look like when we're not recording?
I think though I really think him being like, hey, I'm getting a manicure and her being like, I don't believe
I agree. But I think the reason she got back together with him was like, we can just figure this out later.
Yeah, for sure. Also, Lexi has been under a lot of stress this summer, and it's all stemming from Jesse Solomon. And I was like, listen,
so happy she
one thing I know, cut out the stress, girl. It's not worth it. It's not. So,
oh my God.
Then we do a literal commercial break, and then, bravo, I caught you again. The timestamp comes up, and it's the same as before, 1:32 p.m. You give us the same time.
Still with the girlies, or is this potentially...
No, it's Wes and Jesse arriving at the house, 1:32 p.m.
Well, those could be happening at the same time.
No, because we were just driving. 1:32 p.m. They were driving. We cut to the girls, and then we show up at the house.
Yeah.
Still 1:32 p.m.
I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying the 1:30 was just on the girls, and I was like, well, it could be 1:30 on the guys.
Started us all driving. Still,
your storytelling. I don't care what time it actually is when these things happen. It's like you're telling me a story. You're editing together a story. Like move the time along.
Change it to like 1:45. I don't know how far away they are from the house. Just don't use the same exact time.
I agree. Get it together. We've bitched about this all season.
I don't know who edited this season, but terrible on the technicalities. Like, come on, do better. Anyway,
do better. Like, pay your employees, get more employees. Let's go.
So Wes and Jesse arrive at the house first. They pick up all the big Uber Eats bags that are sitting outside.
I'm kind of over it. Like, they've done this too much.
And Kyle and Amanda are here. Kyle has, what would you call this giant machete thing?
Oh, it's a cipher? No.
It's the thing that the death carries.
Yes.
The Grim Reaper has it. Well, it's one of those things. And Kyle's like, it's Emerald's because he's getting his bike down here. And I was like, oh, good. Emerald gets paid this episode. Glad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, he exists again? Like, God forbid we show cast members.
And truly, thank God, Emerald's here on his bike. I'm thrilled to see him.
I died, though, when Amanda was like, I did not know this is what he was dropping off. And he was in his little helmet and his, like, rings our doorbell. And I'd be like, what the fuck?
The Grim Reaper is here.
Yeah, because mine comes to my phone. So I would have looked at that and been like, whoa, who wants inside my building?
That's hilarious. Okay, Carl is here in his soft bar van.
Oh my God.
With his business partner Brian's dropping him off, and Carl is sporting a Barry shirt. So all of the things he's interested in,
when
one shot.
He hauls his little suitcase out of that truck. I was like, it's like he's getting dropped off by the school bus. Like, let's go, Carl.
No, literally. I do like that he did clear up that he has been doing the mobile pop-up, because I said last episode he should be doing that and not opening up a place in Greenpoint that costs $10,000 a month. He should have done this longer.
I
more
agree.
Frequently.
I also don't think they publicized it very well.
No, I had no idea he did this. I knew they Hamptons, but
I knew they had the van, and I've seen it a lot more in this like start of the year. with all their like events in NYC. But yeah, I think they should have had like a year and a half under their belt of doing these events.
I'm telling you, he should have hired me as a business person. I mean, I wouldn't have taken the job.
You know what I'm learning is Alicia can solve every business problem.
He should have, Carl, if you're listening to this, you should have gone to McLaren Park on weekends. There's the farmer's market. All the Williamsburg people are going to be there. Park your little thing in the park. Everyone would want a juice and they would pay $20 for it. Okay, that would be perfect for you. You don't have to pay $10K. It's crazy. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Well, maybe the juice could be like $15 because we don't have all this overhead of like a build out too. So like, wow, I would be more convinced to buy like a $12 drink at a farmer's market. You're just there in the morning. You're like, cool. You just want to sit and hang out.
It has health benefits. That's lovely. Give me it. I'm thirsty. It's the summer. Genius. Anyway, fucking, what do I know? So great. Then everyone talks about Lindsay's Instagram post. It was her God. Instagram post of what a difference a year makes. It was her at her bridal shower.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And she basically writes this whole timeline of where she was and then everything that's happened since then. Honestly, hilarious move done by Lindsay. I was cracking up when I saw it.
It is the most Lindsay thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Listen, Lindsay's never lied about who she is. She's told us.
I know. Here's my thing. I'm like, go off, girly. Do whatever you want. I am also like, I have a little bit of secondhand embarrassment because I could never. I would never. Same. But it's so Lindsay.
The best part is she's not at all embarrassed about it. Which
is
even better. Then she owns it. That's
Mad
crazy.
Respect. That's what I love about her. Mad respect.
Truly. So Lindsay, Gabby, and Lexi talk about the post as they're driving down. And Lindsay's like, yeah, I posted it. And tonight I'm hosting a freedom dinner because I'm free of cars.
Okay, the craziest thing about that post is that she posted it like an hour before getting to the house. I'm like, you are dropping a bomb and just being like, hey.
I'm like in tears that she's like, I'm free from Carl. We got to celebrate.
Yeah, like this is our new high holiday. Screw the 4th of July and like our country having freedom.
It's October 30th, baby, or whatever it is. The 30th.
August. Definitely
August
not
30th.
October.
Doesn't matter.
She's like, hell yeah, this is a big moment and we will celebrate this every year. I kind of think she might celebrate it every year if this...
I was cracking up. And then the house continues to talk about the post. And Carl is like, if you post in that much detail, it's screaming something dark in your body that's having a hard time with the reality of what's actually happening. And I was like, dude, you were engaged to her. You know her better than anyone. This is so on brand.
Okay, also, he goes to such the extreme. You could be like, yeah, she's clearly not over it. Okay, I believe that. Like, and I don't think she'll ever be over this. Yeah. I don't think Lindsay will ever get over Carl breaking up with her on TV. Like, no, and she shouldn't. Like, God forbid she holds a grudge.
I think she could be over it, but she'll never let it die.
That's so true.
She doesn't care about it, but she's like, hey, guess what happened to me last, 2 years ago?
I'll forgive you, but I'll never forget type of mentality. She's like, I will clock this for the rest of my life.
And she
That's so true.
And I love every second of it. But then, he's like, something dark is in her body, grasping at reality.
Shut up, Carl. Shut up.
So then, in walks Lexi, Gabby, and my girl, Lindsay. And then Lexi's serial killer move tells Jesse that her back is hot because she was using the seat warmer. And I was like, it's the summer.
I know.
The seat warmer.
And if your back is like that on fire, like sometimes I use mine if I'm going to be on a long drive because my back will hurt, but it's like, you don't need to be roasting yourself in the summer. Chill out, girly.
The sun is on you. Like, that was crazy. Anyway, so Wes hugs Lindsay and he's like, hey, I just read your post. And she's like, did you like it?
Okay,
and he's like,
her being like confused when he was like, I like read the whole thing. She's like, and it's like I don't want this to be a thing for me now.
Yeah, it got awkward. So the boys are like, let's go outside. And they're like, Wes, why did you fucking say that? And he's like, I don't fucking know, like that'd be okay. And then the girls inside, Amanda's like, hey, I saw your post. And Lindsay's like, yeah, I was having like reflective time. She's also hormonal and pregnant. Okay. If she wants to post this post, fucking let her post the post, you know?
I think it's so funny. She's like, I'm only doing reflective timelines from now on. We got one at the start of the summer about her entire time at the summer house. We got this one on the anniversary of the breakup.
Which was like 7 pages. Lexi then is like, hey, how do I break up with Jesse? She doesn't know what to do, but she doesn't feel very good. And it's not fair if they like snuggle all weekend and then they like break up on Monday. That's really weird.
I appreciate this. I appreciate this. Cause like, I think most people would be like, avoid it. It's like, that's basically what Carl did all that, like that last weekend. He like didn't want to like be with her. And then he like just waits as long as possible. Like the minute you know you don't want to be with someone, you got to end it. Like it's gonna suck no matter what. So like, let's just get this over real quick.
And then Amanda's like, damn, this dude is getting his toes sucked. He's getting manicures done. He better keep his digits to himself.
True.
So on to the next, because Lexi does tell the manicure story, and Amanda's like, dude, if you can't trust them, you gotta move on. Like, truly. So the boys are talking about possibly starting a fire, but they seem kind of clueless about it, to which I said, too bad Luke's not here.
Yeah, we need our resident Midwesterner.
Jesse, though, is like, hey, I was gonna ask Lexi to be my girlfriend, but something feels weird.
I'm like, no.
So then Lexi comes over and she's like, hey, can we go talk? So her and Jesse go talk on Kyle and Amanda's porch. So now it's 6:05 p.m.
I love that the guys are like, this has to be bad. Like, something's up. I'm like, shit, something's up. You guys are so dumb.
They're detectives. Those men, smartest men. Yeah, 6:05 p.m. Whole house is tuned in on what's happening. They chat. Lexi's basically like, look, we need to realign. And as soon as she says that, not that any of you can hear them, but then Sierra walks in, which was like perfect timing. And she's like, hey, what's up? And all the girls are like, Lexi's breaking up with Jesse, like right now. And Sierra's
she's like, now?
Fuck. So Lexi tells Jesse she's looking for a relationship that's deep and that there's a connection. And Lexi says they really haven't been able to break into that. She's tried to go deep with him, but she just feels like he isn't ready for the relationship that Lexi's looking for, which is a great line. Everyone write that down because you can't really argue with that.
I really liked that. Like, this just isn't for us. Like, this does not work. Like, we're not a match, and that's okay. But I just don't think Jesse understands why they're not a match because he does not see this clearly.
Yeah. I also like you might be ready for a relationship, but your want in a relationship does not match what I want in a relationship. And that's okay.
Yep.
But then Jesse's like, so we aren't dating anymore?
I was like, sir, it is Lexi's fucking obvious she doesn't want to be in a relationship.
Here's the thing, dude. I gotta be with someone that I trust without any doubt in my mind. And Jesse says, like, you know, Lexi means a lot to him, so he's very surprised by this. And Lexi says she's given Jesse a lot of chances, and he lies and doesn't tell her the whole truth, and that has caused her not to fully trust him. And Jesse was like, but what changed? I've been abiding by your rules. And I went,
the minute he said that, I was like, if she wasn't going to break up with you, like that's the line that tells me everything. You've been abiding by her rules. How about you've been respecting her and caring for the person you say that you like so much? Like, what do you mean?
That was so weird. I was like,
may this love never find me. Like,
never.
My God.
Let me be alone, please. Jesus. So inside, the girls are in there. Kyle walks in, and the girls are just talking about Jesse and Lexi, obviously. And Lindsay says, I feel like Lexi got the ick. And Sierra's like, damn, once you get the ick, like, you can't go back from it. And Kyle's very confused. He's like, what is the ick? And Sierra's like, you know, when you started DJing and we said that was an ick, it's kind of like that. And Kyle's like, yeah, that's why I'm confused. What do you mean that's
it's going ick? Right over his head. He's like, no, it's a great thing I'm a DJ.
What, you're offended about me being a DJ?
He's like, how is Lexi wanting to break up with her and me DJing anywhere in the same ballpark? What? It's like, well.
Why'd you call it an ick? Yeah. So
it's cool?
It's back to Lexi and Jesse. Lexi tells him, like, about him wanting a manicure. And Jesse's like, that's not what I said. And she's like, yes, it is. I could go get the text. Which also, that's not what we're arguing about. You could have been getting food. You could have been being on the side of the street.
She's not saying you're a liar in this situation. She's saying her first instinct is to think you are a liar. Yes. And that doesn't work for her.
Yeah, so Lexi's like, not the point. Thought you were lying. And she just doesn't trust people because of what Jesse kind of did to her. So she needs to work on that, right? And she feels like her light is slowly dying and she's emotionally exhausted and she's just tired of teaching Jesse. And I was like, girl.
You got him. But he's not listening. Like, he doesn't hear any of that stuff. He only hears, you think I'm a liar? Like, how dare you?
He goes, I don't appreciate you saying that I lied. Withholding the truth is different. And I was like, okay. And then he also doesn't appreciate Lexi tearing him down and saying he was a bad partner. God. And Lexi goes, I'm like, I never said you were a bad partner. I said you made me feel bad. He's gaslighting us in real time. He's trying to gaslight her. And she luckily...
It's so confusing because I'm like, no, this exact moment shows you everything that happens in their relationship. It is always going to be like a he said, she said. I don't even know if Lexi's telling the truth, and it doesn't even matter. Like, a lot of this is her perception on how she's viewing the relationship, and that's what she's talking about. It's not about whether this is factual or this happened or you're a bad partner. It's, I don't want to be in this relationship if I'm going to act like this, if I'm going to perceive you like this. And he cannot get over these like things that he thinks she's saying. He like is deciding how she's feeling about it rather than just listening to what she's feeling.
That it's the weirdest thing. The crazy part is I can't understand where Jesse is coming from because I wouldn't think like that. Like, it's so insane. Right?
My dad does this sometimes where he'll like ask you a question and he will not listen to the response because he's already come up with the response in his own head. But it's like, wait a minute, why'd you ask me that? It's like, why are you having a conversation with me if you don't want to listen to what I'm saying and you're just like making up in your mind what's going on? And that makes fighting really hard then. Or like when they go tell different people, like, and they like split from this conversation, it makes it really confusing because Jesse wholeheartedly believes this is what she's saying.
It's so crazy to me. I like can't fathom, honestly.
Like, I don't think he's like intentionally gaslighting her. He like truly believes what, and like this conversation, he's like rewriting the narrative in his own head. So then he's like telling, I'm going to say his quote unquote version of the truth, which isn't what happened. Like, it's not what happened, but like he is so passionate about his version of the story.
No, I mean, what you're saying is right. I just can't. Because I don't think like that. I don't think I think like that. So it's hard for me to like understand what he like. I get this is you explained it very perfectly, but I still am like he's crazy. He's literally nuts.
And it's terrifying because then it just compounds too. So like when he's on Watch What Happens Live, he wholeheartedly believes his version of this, like these stories in this summer. And I'm just like, can anybody get through to him, you think? Like, is there any like medical professional that could actually break this cycle? Because I kind of think Jax Taylor sometimes is the same way, but Jax Taylor, like I think also truly does like want to gaslight people. Like, I don't think Jesse wants her to think the opposite of what the truth is. I think he just is so committed to his version.
It's giving Craig Conover.
Yeah.
It's giving Craig on Watch What Happens Live when he was like,
I've never lied.
I've never lied. And you're like, I literally have proof. And he's like, those weren't lies. It's giving Craig when he was like, Paige told me to propose at BravoCon. And like, he wholeheartedly believes this bullshit. Like, it's so, you're right. It's giving like a Craig who also infuriates me to no end.
That's a really good comparison because I really don't think they're trying to like stray from the truth. They just really believe their version is the truth and they don't actually see what's going on.
They can't see other people. Like they can't.
Which is like no excuse. That's not okay. It's just like I can see that they will never see what actually is happening.
And I don't think Craig or Jesse have ever been to therapy. So that might be...
See, the problem is I really don't like even a good therapist. I think it would be really hard to get them to see the truth with Jesse and Craig, everything's recorded and they still believe what their version is.
There's proof. That's crazy. That's insane. I could never. This is crazy. At least, like, my thing is, and I've told you this before, if I say something, I'll, like, own up to it, especially if it's recorded. Like, what else am I going to do, you know?
That's the thing.
They'll
like,
just keep lying. That's exhausting.
Has their own perception. And, like, a perception is not truth. It's just, like, what it is. And so, like, if somebody were to be like, no, this is what you did say, and I felt like I said something differently, I'm like, okay, like, let's get to the bottom of this. It doesn't really matter what I did say if that's how you took it too. Like, I just want to be okay. Like, but they don't want to. They just want to fight for their version. Yeah.
But it's so beyond that. It's not even like, okay, this is how I said it in the tone or what. It's literally like, I didn't say those exact words. And it's like, yes, you did. Here is exactly what you said. And they're like, I don't believe it. And you're like, anyway, I can't comprehend it. And we'll just end it at that. So Jesse says he isn't going to fight Lexi on this. And Lexi's like, I didn't think you would. You never do.
That is a nail in the coffin. She's like crushing it. Every time I was like, oh, got him again. Got him again.
Ate him up again. Jesse then thinks he's being gaslit into thinking when
he said that, I was like,
no.
I was like, listen, I'm so sorry, but what?
So over it.
You think you did nothing bad? I do bad things all the time. Like, that's just being human.
Also, it's giving, like, when someone says, you hurt me, and then the other person's like, no, I didn't. And it's like, you can't.
Yeah.
What?
Again, she never said you were a bad person. She said she feels bad. Like, she doesn't like, it's not making her feel good to be in this relationship. And you can't own that? Like, nobody's like arguing intentionally.
I don't know what to do. Yes.
And then but not even worse. I wish he was just a wall. He's like, wow, you're really gaslighting me. I can't believe you're saying bad things about me.
Fuck up.
You're really hurting me. I'm the victim. Woe is me. And it's like, oh, good God, why did I even have this conversation?
Okay, it's 6:36 p.m. They're done talking. Jesse rejoins the boys. Lexi rejoins the girls. So, like, when the boys, Jesse says he's sad and he's single. And then he looks at Wes and he's like, Can we go to our room? It was funny. It was hilarious. So I
loved it.
Lexi goes inside and she's like, I'm not even that sad.
Oh my God. I love the juxtaposition of like the early conversations before the actual talk happened and then this one. And then Wes and Jesse, they get up and they're like, let's go through a different door. We can't go through the kitchen.
Yeah. But we'll walk right past the kitchen. Like
I thought they were going to go to Kyle and Amanda's room and like, do anything but those two doors.
But Sierra tells Lexi, that's when you know. Yeah, that's how you know.
True.
So then Emerald, Kyle, and Carl are left sitting by this fire pit. And Kyle says it doesn't make sense that this is this dramatic. They've barely been together.
No, I agree. I agree.
Love's complicated, though, you know? And then Kyle goes, I wasn't supposed to say anything, but they were saying Lexi, like, got the ick. And I don't get what the ick is. And Carl's like, what is the ick? And you know, Emerald is sitting there and he's just like these two old men.
Oh my God, I literally love Carl.
Carl goes, this was so older millennial. This was so older millennial. Carl asks, whatever happened to saying it's a turnoff? Now we have all these different colored flags. We have icks, we have ticks, we have dicks. This is my parents' generation, truly.
It's funny being like a later millennial because it's like, no, I know all the words and I do sometimes agree. Like dating has gotten so complicated. Like I watched a TikTok that was like an 8-month timeline of like actually starting to officially date someone. And I'm like, why is it so complicated now? But why can't we have multiple words? Come on, language changes. Like I love the word ick. I think it's so fun.
Yeah, Carl's like, whatever happened to a turnoff? And I was like, it's the same thing.
It is and it isn't. Like, just in general, like, things are turnoffs, but I think an ick is worse. Like, that is like, like,
come back from an ick. Yeah. And he's like, and all these different flags. We have beige flags. We have red flags. I was like, it's your nap time, old man. Calm down.
God forbid we use the English language and describe things.
And then the producers asked Kyle, they quiz him on some dating terms.
I didn't know any of those. I was like, now I feel old.
I didn't know orbiting. Did you look at what is orbiting?
No, I didn't look him up. Do you want me to look it up?
I mean, I'll do orbiting.
I feel so old. I was mad they didn't like describe it whenever Kyle got it wrong.
Oh, do you want to guess? It's not that crazy, but you probably won't get it.
I would think that it's just like before any talking stage, anything where you're like kind of dancing around, like liking someone, but nothing's happening.
No. So it's someone who ghosts you, but then still engages with like your social media. So they're just like orbiting you.
Oh, see, I don't think this stuff happens to me because I don't want people to follow me. And if we're not close, I'm going to remove you. Yeah.
Okay, what is roaching? I've never heard of roaching before.
That one, I'm like, if somebody described a situation to me as roaching, I'd be like, gross. I don't want to think of that when dating. I don't know.
Okay, so the term roaching refers to the practice of concealing the fact that you are actively dating multiple people, often while appearing to be in a serious or exclusive relationship with one person.
Wait a minute. That's just like cheating.
And then I did know zombieing. Did you not know zombieing?
I did know zombieing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Kyle got that one right too. Yeah, you ghost, but then you come back.
I don't think I've ever had that.
I've been broken up with and then they've come back, but they've never ghosted and then come back.
Yeah, and I feel like ghosting is just really like in a talking stage. Like that's not being broken up with. Like,
yeah,
like, you should stop talking to someone you broke up with.
You shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't ghost your boyfriend or girlfriend. You should truly have a conversation and break up. But
yeah, and not just like an ex coming back around again.
Yeah. So the girls talk about the breakup, and Lexi says all summer she's felt very removed from the girls and has felt so lonely, and she didn't know what to do because she felt like Jesse was telling the girls one thing and then the girls like made up their mind.
I really liked this combo.
She says she understands too because she would have the same opinion about herself if she heard what Jesse was saying about her. Yeah. So I thought that was very nice, vulnerable, open moment.
Well, I really liked the girl time of this entire before dinner and like before everything that happens next. I was like, okay, this is great. Like, it's not that any one party is really like to blame and like was like, I don't want to be your friend. It's like they just never hung out and spent time together. And that happens for a multitude of reasons. But like the walls are coming down, we're chatting. Like girls just want to be girls together. Like the minute you're having a problem and you want to talk about it, people aren't really going to like shut you down if you're like living with them. So I was so excited about this. And I'm kind of upset with like how it gets towards the end of the episode.
I know, same. So Paige is here and she's like, hey guys. And everyone's like, guess what? Lexi just broke up with Jesse.
My God, that was crazy. I would kind of be pissed if I was Paige because I would have loved to just like watch everything go down.
Well, I'd be like, no, this is perfect. I'm going to act like I know nothing and go find go find the story.
That's true. Do a little investigative journalism and like
exactly what
get
she
every
does.
Little
what she does. So Wes and Jesse are in the room. Jesse just had like really hard feelings for Lexi, but she made him out to be a liar. Like,
dude, you are a liar.
I literally, my note says these men are brainless. Like there's nothing else to do here. So dinner is here. Lindsay ordered sandwiches, which is extra funny because Carl brought sandwiches for snack, but Lindsay got the Jimmy John's.
Yes, and the fact that like sandwiches is her big breakup thing from Stravy, I'm like, from this Stravy is carrying over. I literally was sandwiches? Like, Lindsay, you need to open a something about her in New York because like you're the queen of sandwiches. I mean, sandwiches are like 95% of your brand at this point on Summer House to me. Like Katie and Ariana, get her a sandwich shop.
Park right outside, like first do a mobile thing in New York. Park right outside Carl's Soft Bar. And then when everyone's done with juice, they'll come get a sandwich from you. It'll eat him alive.
Oh my God. Wait, that would be crazy. Honestly, it's just like what happened with Ariana and Katie. Like the revenge, like opening up a restaurant to watch your ex, like person's business fail and for yours to thrive. I love this. This needs to happen.
I don't know why more people aren't scared of women. Like we could just destroy you. Like it's just very fun.
It's not hard because we like use our brains and our logical.
These men are brainless. These men are brainless. I literally wrote it down. So Paige goes into Wes and Jesse's room for the investigative journalism. Jesse is sad. He tells Paige that he knew Lexi was off, but Lexi says she doesn't trust Jesse and that he lied. Can you believe?
I like that Paige is like, oh, okay. Like, nobody disagrees with him. And it's like, oh my God, you've been so upfront. Like, because there's nothing really to
everyone's
say.
Like, yeah.
They're like, okay.
Kyle, Amanda, and Sierra come into the room. Which, Sierra doesn't want to be in this room, but she wants the tea.
This is the problem. I think Sierra has to be in this room because if not, then you're like downstairs with Lexi and like she's not close with Lexi. You got to pick a side on the discussion.
So they look at Jesse's nails and he did actually go get them done at 9 p.m.
Which I didn't think it was weird or not weird that he was getting a manicure.
I didn't either.
It was never about the manicure. It's just like it wasn't about the pasta. It was not about the manicure. It was about how she felt when he said he was busy.
Oh, that's funny. And then Jesse says Lexi was upset that he had a nice time with Sierra. And everyone was like, whoa. What? I was like, back up. Even Sierra's like, excuse me? So it's now 7:24 p.m. and Jesse's out here lying to the group. He's like, yeah, I told Lexi that I felt really sad about my relationship with Sierra being in a bad place. And then we went to the U.S. Open. And then I told Lexi we were in a good place. But Lexi was like, how are you going to forgive her when she's been rude to me and Wes? And Sierra's like, how have I been rude to Lexi? I've definitely been rude to Wes, for sure. But
nobody's discounting that. And I'm so confused because I was watching this and I'm like, did we get a portion of their, like, Lexi and Jesse's conversation cut out? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm like, this is either being cut so weird or none of this makes sense. Like, I need this cleared up about, like, when these conversations are happening, what's going on. Like, I need a fucking timeline of Lexi and Jesse's, like, last week because what the hell is happening?
As a viewer, I'm like, why is he lying? Like, I'm like, what is happening? So then
I believe the conversation, like, somewhat happened. I don't think it happened like he's saying, but I believe the Sierra stuff was talked about.
Sierra. Yeah. So now Sierra's pissed. Not necessarily at Lexi or at Jesse. She's pissed because she hates inconsistencies, and that's not what Lexi said. And Jesse's like, hey, I don't want to throw Lexi under the bus, though. And I was like,
I think that Sierra also knows that, like, Jesse is a liar. Like, she just had that happen to her in the friendship manner. She's like, I don't trust what you say anymore.
Yeah, but she's pissed because she goes back to her room with Amanda and Paige. She's like, can't believe she's making me out to be a mean girl.
They're like whispering too. Like they're like keeping they're trying to keep some of this off the show, I think. And I'm like, Paige this is real.
Paige is like, you have to go down there and just like, say something.
And my God, yeah.
Sierra was like, I don't even fucking want to. And Paige is like, this is what you say. And was like telling her exactly how to say it. And it was very nice the way Paige said it. It wasn't like overtly or like.
No,
prickly.
It's exactly how,
like, hey.
Like, even just a strategic manner of doing this. It's exactly what you should do because you should be like, hey, I don't want to be the problem. Are we, like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But it, like, positions you as, like, hey, I'm not saying you did this, but, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Why am I in the middle of this?
So let's go make this even more confusing. Because then Kyle goes to talk to Lexi, and he's like, hey, I just want you to know, like, there are no sides in this. And she's confused. She's like, I never thought there, like, would be,
I like that he said that because she is new. Yeah. Like, we've gone through a lot in this house. Like, they really don't pick sides.
Yeah. And Lexi tells Kyle, like, she just feels like she was walked over on by Jesse. And then Kyle's like, hey, what's all this about, like, the Sierra of it all? And Lexi's like, what are you talking about, Sierra? I never mentioned Sierra. And Kyle's like, oh, weird, because upstairs Jesse said, like, an issue was Sierra. And she gets so mad. She's like, what the fuck? It's like he didn't listen.
Also, am I crazy that when Jesse was talking about that, like, the Sierra stuff, it did make me feel like, even if they didn't talk about it outside, like, Lexi's clearly confirming that it was in general a thing that was a problem in their quote-unquote relationship. It's like, hey, I can't trust you. You're a liar. There's stuff with Sierra. Let's say, like, the toe sucking. Here are the three main issues. He made it sound
that's a big issue that
why they had in the last week.
Yeah. So then Jesse and Wes go outside, and Jesse is so, like, he's like, yeah, Lexi's pissed about the Sierra thing, bro. Like, she's fucking crazy.
Jesse's, like, emotions and how he's reacting to this is crazy to me. Because he went so sad boy, like, oh my God, with everybody. And then he, like, goes outside and he's like, yeah, like, she sucks. Bitch. Oh my God, she hates Sierra. Like, she's being crazy. And it's like, oh, wow, the switch up is interesting.
No, hey, Carl, I know he doesn't know, like, flags, but this is the reddest of all flags. Like, this man is crazy.
Like, I know Carl did shit wrong last summer, but I think Carl just truly didn't know how he was feeling, didn't know what he wanted to do. Like,
yeah,
Jesse knows what he's doing. Like, they walk off camera, and I think he thinks, like, this, like, he's fine to talk freely.
What was it? Someone on, was it Watch What Happens Live? Ariana went on Watch What Happens Live, and she was giving the new SERB cast members, like, pointers, 5. And one of them was like, leave your mic on. If there's not a camera in front of you, we can't hear. We can't hear you. And I wanted to, like, say something to Jesse, like, we know a hot mic, you know? You can't just walk off.
We love a hot mic.
So it's now dinner time. We have sandwiches. And Lindsay says, thanks everyone for coming. Happy anniversary of our breakup.
Okay, this was a little much for me. I was like, she's like, hip hip hooray, Freedom Day.
As someone who wasn't Carl, I loved this. This was so funny. I would never want to be at this freedom dinner, I don't think.
No, that's what I was like. I'm like, if I was Amanda, I'd be like, secondhand embarrassment. Like, why do we have to, like, I feel like we were doing so well this summer. Why are we blowing everything up?
This, though, as a viewer, was so funny. I was dying laughing. She then is like, I'm calling this freedom dinner because I'm free from Carl. She's like,
and girl's like, real mature, Lindsay.
Carl immediately is he's seething over his sandwich, and he thanks Lindsay for reminding everyone about last year. He doesn't, like, this is just reality.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks a lot. Like, let's talk about your photo. And Lindsay's like, yeah, I posted on the anniversary of the worst day of my life.
She's like, yeah, I did that.
And then Carl's like, that's really interesting or whatever. I didn't post about it. And Lindsay goes, you can. Go.
It's like, Lindsay and Lexi are eating these men alive.
I was in tears. It was so nice. And then Carl just finds it interesting that Lindsay would post a year later. And Lindsay goes, it's a reflection. And Carl's like, it was a little much. And Kyle then was like, maybe you just don't call it like an anniversary.
Yeah, I agree.
Kyle, shut the fuck up. She's like, shut the fuck up.
We're not getting involved, Kyle. We're not. We know you and Lindsay already have problems, especially when it comes to Carl. Like, let's not.
Amanda's like, I threw her birthday brunch. Shut the fuck up. We cannot take sides.
But I do agree with Kyle. I'm like, maybe anniversary.
But I agree with Amanda. Don't say shit at
100%. 100%.
We Emerald and get cut out of the scene fully. We don't want to be here.
Lindsay's wrath, not something I want to point it at me.
Not worth it. You don't even have to say anything for or against her. Just sit down and eat your sandwich.
Silence is golden. Let it happen. Let her tire herself out. It's like kind of like a toddler with a tantrum.
Can't last long.
Yeah,
just
like,
give it a second.
It'll end at some point.
Calm down. But then Carl says, maybe we shouldn't celebrate our breakup with a freedom.
The fact that we have a name for it is hilarious.
But then Lynn, she's so good. She goes, well, I'm free of you, you're free of me, Lexi's free of Jesse, and Jesse's free of Lexi.
I was like, nope, she's picking up steam. She has more content now that these two have ended. Oh my God.
This couldn't get better. Truly, it couldn't. And then Amanda chokes on her sandwich when Lindsay says, which it couldn't get better, right? It was so funny. And Lindsay's just screaming about how everyone's free. And
Amanda's like dying over there.
No one cares. No one gets up from the table. No one looks at her. Kyle he is face down eating his sandwich.
Kyle was like, I was told not to engage, so like I'm not going to help you live and stop choking. Amanda. Yeah, like I'm not getting involved. You asked me to not get involved.
Camera cuts to Emerald. He has never been more interested in the meat on his bread. He is studying it.
But then Lindsay's like, do you want to give a weird speech, Emerald?
No,
and
wait,
he's like,
we're not even there. It's still going. Lindsay says she's thrilled to be pregnant. Cheers to Carl for setting her free so she could accomplish her dreams. And Carl goes, God. My only dream is that we're both happy. And Lindsay goes, we are, because we're at Freedom Day. Lindsay goes, that was great. Emerald, you want to give a weird speech? And Emerald goes, I don't want to do that. And then Lexi goes, I have a speech.
I was like, oh my God.
But it couldn't get better. It couldn't get better, right? So then she looks at Jesse. She goes, it's just for Jesse, guys. Stop saying things that aren't true. And Jesse goes, whatever it is, I didn't say it, right? So
I'm like, you don't even know what she's talking about. How can you be so confident you're not a liar when you don't even know what she's talking about?
He didn't even say I'd never lied. He was just like, I didn't say that.
I didn't say whatever you are about to say. Whatever I said, didn't do it.
Didn't do it. He's pulling a Shaggy. He's like, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, he's the new truther. He is the new truther. Everything he says is truth.
So then Lexi is like, why bring up Sierra when talking about our breakup? Because that had nothing to do with it. And then Paige was like, in Jesse's defense, he didn't like talk badly about you. It was just like clear that up really quick. And Sierra's like, no, or Sierra brings up then the conversation about like Jesse and her hanging out and was like, this is what we heard. And Lexi says, on Sunday, Jesse said that he dislikes you. And then Monday he's hanging out with you. And I just went, this is so out of hand. And this is when I kind of stopped taking notes because I didn't really know what we were doing. But basically Lexi was like, Jesse has really bad communication because, you know, Jesse said all these bad things about Sierra and then was hanging out and then like came back and was like, we're just show friends or like whatever else that he said. So Lexi then was like, I'm protective over Jesse. So I was like, yeah, don't trust Sierra then. Right? It makes sense.
Classic.
West.
Like, yes. I get Lexi's side in this of like, if my boyfriend is coming to me and is like pissed off at his friend, I'm going to probably shit talk with. I'm probably going to shit talk them too. Like that's the sentiment of this conversation we're having. But if then you go and only say my part as if I'm the one who started this, like that's what Jesse wants to do. He wants to pass along what happened in the conversation while pretending he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I like don't know how else to describe it because then this is when we get the epic moment that really wasn't that epic because Lexi's explaining like because of Jesse, she doesn't trust Sierra because of all the shit Jesse has talked about.
I'm not really mad at her for this comment anymore.
I'm not mad about it either.
It was in that like original trailer and all this stuff. I thought it was really going to be like, fuck you suck. And it's like, no, it's, hey, these are the conversations I'm having, so why would I trust you? But I will say,
makes sense.
I don't think Lexi is innocent as she's trying to make herself out to be based on her entire press tour. I think she probably started some of those conversations about Sierra. I don't think, like maybe this one Jesse started, but I just in general don't think she liked Sierra because of everything Jesse was doing. But I don't think it was solely in defense of like the guy she likes because he's coming to her.
No. I think there was probably a bad taste in her mouth from everyone being like Jesse and Sierra were flirting, and then
I think she was jealous
it and was like, "That's crazy." And then like, you know, I think she had a bad taste in her mouth. Which again, she's not like innocent, but it all stems from Jesse. Like Agreed. At the end of the day,
agreed.
And that's where we cut off. So I guess we'll have to wait for the finale to get the rest of the conversation per usual. But next time on the season finale. It seems like we have like a death to summer, a funeral of some sort.
I think it's Halloween because
Halloween.
Lindsay is a handmaid.
She's in a Handmaid's Tale.
I was like, whoa!
It's too close to home.
Expect that.
It's too close to home.
Which, by the way, them doing Halloween is crazy because last summer when they were filming this, I gave themes that I thought they should do, and Halloween was one of them that somebody like suggested. So like, got it.
There you go. Lindsay isn't sure about her current relationship. Lexi and Jesse continue to fight. And then we have the Craig and Paige breakup. I am excited for the end.
I don't think it's going to be as enjoyable.
Dramatic.
Yeah, I think like that fight's going to happen. I think they're all just going to be like, well, this is the last weekend, whatever. We're going to get up. Like, we got to have a whole hour and we have to finish this fight, have another party, and then talk about Craig. Like, I just think it's going to be like boom, 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 boom.
So last night I saw like clips of Watch What Happens Live, and it was Wes and Jesse, and I was just so fucking sick of it that I started to make this video reminiscing on the good old days of Summer House, which I posted to our TikTok, and it really made me sad. Like, in a way, I feel like my friends aren't my friends. Like, I miss my old friends.
I agree.
You know, like we've gone too far. I need my friends replaced.
It's like missing college. You're like, I'm never going to get that exact moment back. Like, things aren't the same. Things have changed. Like, how do we make the present day fun? But like, man, that was a time to be alive.
People were also like, they commented and they were like, oh, before they were all famous. And I was like, yeah, they were just like normies, man. They were so fun.
I miss the like corporate life people and just like they really were like taking time like out of work to like go to the summer house and just live it up. Like now it's just work is kind of 24/7 for them because they're all like influencers and non-traditional people.
I think like I watched these episodes and I'm like, they're fine. But man, do I wish when like every episode we got a drive down, a party, drunk, and then like we went home and we worked. Like,
it was only like one or two episodes that didn't give us a full weekend.
We didn't even get drunk in this episode. Like,
no.
I get it. The funnest part was the freedom dinner, and that was at the expense of Carl. So, like, it really wasn't that fun for anyone but us.
That was at the expense of everybody. Let's be honest. We were all collateral damage to that.
Right? But, like, it just wasn't,
I know. So, it just doesn't hit the same. I'm ready for the season to be over. I'm like, bye-bye.
I know it's crazy, but I say recast. I know a lot of people think differently.
Listen, I put my opinions out there on our socials that I think that they should come for, like, this cast should come for 4th of July. I think half of them should split off and go be in the city, and, like, half of them can stay.
Do you like
and recast.
What they did with the Hills, where then they moved Winnie to the city? Have, like, a city spin-off, but get the newbies, man. Get them making out in the pantry again and stuff, you know?
Bring back young 20-year-olds.
I miss it. And get Jesse off. On Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked Wes and Jesse if they're excited for this upcoming summer. And I was like, who gave this man another job?
Dude, when Andy asked him, like, hey, I forget the exact question, but it was kind of like, hey, do you see, like, what happened now? And he was like,
no.
And Andy and both Wes were like, the longest pause ever, being like...
The fact that Wes was like, dude, what was it? The question where it's like, do you see how you were mad at Lexi for flirting with Wes? Like, and Jesse's like, I wasn't even mad. And Wes had to be like, joke.
You
were mad. Like both these other men are like, he's crazy. Wes needs to drop Jesse so quick. I know that's your friend, but he's a liability that you don't want to own.
I don't think Wes likes conflict, and so he won't be straight with him behind the scenes. Like a good friend, if you and I were like that, I would be like, listen, Alicia, like behind the scenes, I'd be like, this is what happened. Like,
I respect
for your own sake, like stop talking about it like this. Like, just like for PR sake.
Just say you conceded and you didn't mean it like that.
Like you were being hypocritical. Like, that's all you have to say. Who cares if you were right or wrong at the end of this? The world thinks you're wrong. So, like, just take it and, like, lie down.
Yeah, no, crazy. Ooh, crazy. Anyway, the fact that he can't even say, I see, like, where Lexi was coming from. He's straight up like, I wasn't mad. And
because the thing is, like, in his mind, he can think it's a joke. But it's like, do you see how this is coming off to her? Like, it looks like you're mad at her for this. Like, we're not even saying, like, this is what you intended. It's just, like, this is what's being seen and, like, how it's coming off in the conversations you're having.
It's crazy. Great. So, we gotta do fun, not fun. Who's your not fun, Meredith?
I mean,
give it to him so he can have like a full.
See, I'm gonna say I'm sorry, but I'm actually gonna give it to Lindsay.
You're bullshit.
Fuck
you for that.
can't with the second-hand embarrassment.
Fuck you.
It's the double. If she would have just done one, the Freedom Dinner or the post, I could have gone with it, but I actually can't.
Fuck you.
I couldn't.
You're wrong. That was the only time you laughed when we talked about this episode.
I know, but like, I guess it is a different sentiment than like accepted and blocked whenever we do Vanderpump Rules, but like I can't.
You didn't find that fun?
I am Amanda. I'm choking and I'm dying on the side of this and I can't do it.
You're wrong. Okay, well, my not fun is Jesse. I'll take him. But my fun is Lindsay. Man, when I had the most fun watching her. She is my favorite. I will never... No, I'm pissed at you. We're not going to talk for at least 30 minutes after we record this. Absolutely not.
My fun is going to be Lexi. She crushed that breakup talk.
She was good.
She crushed that. The girl got him. She ate him up multiple times. Loved it.
Okay, so we have some comments on the episode. One from Lindsay R. She says, Lexi doesn't trust a word that comes out of Jesse's mouth. Me neither, girl. Me neither. Literally. And then Lindsay says, I cannot believe I was kind of annoyed that Amanda was telling Kyle to stay out of it. I get it because of how he's been in the past, but he clearly doesn't trust Jesse either, and I'm all ears for his thoughts. I think because Kyle got involved with Lexi, and then tried when Lexi, we didn't talk about this because it got overshadowed by the argument.
There was a lot happening.
But Lexi, when she said stop saying things that aren't true, Kyle tried to explain, like, I was talking to Lexi and I thought the Sierra thing was part of the breakup, and Amanda was like, shut the fuck up.
No, I think that needed to be said because it's like, hey, I did tell her this because she does need to know that. Like, I think we got to stop with the telephone game. Like Kyle said, I don't want to telephone game this. Like, we should talk about this at dinner.
It was me.
Yeah, like, let's stop with all the conversations and, like, let's just get to what was said by, like, the horse's mouth and, like, say it to the person who, like, was out of the conversation. Like, let's cut the crap here, Jesse.
That's on me for taking bad notes. I froze up once they started arguing because I was like, so much is happening.
Especially the Lexi one. It's just like, whoa.
The Lindsay and Carl I could handle because they both honestly are very good about letting the other one finish speaking.
Yeah.
And then responding. These other two were like, and then Kyle was there and Amanda's yelling at Kyle. And then
it's like, whoa.
And then Sierra said something and I was like, everyone except Emerald, shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. And nothing's actually being said either. It's all just like... No. Yelling at each other. They're like Carl and Lindsay, there's clear points. They're like volleying back and forth. Like they're good. They're good argumentative.
They know reality TV. They know how it looks.
Yep.
Okay, I want to make sure I didn't mess this thought up. I got an email about it, but it didn't come onto the post, but it is from a $5 patron, so I do want to give it to Megan D.
Maybe it was deleted, but I say read it.
Yeah, I say read it. Who cares? Who cares, really? So Megan says, wish Sierra had given Jesse a harder time. He didn't deserve quick forgiveness. Agreed.
Me too.
Amanda's swim launch was amazing. I love the idea, loved the CEO of what reference. That's right. Amanda is CEO of something.
Oh my God, I pulled that quote and I literally cackled when Amanda made that reference.
Lexi doesn't trust Jesse, but I don't trust you after all your interviews. Oh,
I know. Well, a lot of people online are saying, like, that Jesse, like, Lexi, you're mad at Jesse for not telling the truth about you, but then you take everything he says about Sierra, like, as fact. Like, when are you going to start giving Sierra the benefit of the doubt now?
Oh, interesting. I haven't been keeping up with her press tour because, like, to be honest, I don't care.
Alicia, it's like what Wes was doing last year, where you're just like, hey, you should just stop speaking now.
Hey, people don't learn. Those first years, they never learn,
I know. I think people get excited about being in the
getting
press
to share
and
their story.
Rightfully so. Like, that's exciting. You're being asked on all these podcasts, but like silence is kind of golden sometimes. Like, you don't get to control the narrative. The more you speak, the more people are going to react to it, and the bigger these stories are becoming. Like, silence is golden.
And then Megan's last thought is, Lindsay girl, I love you, but don't act like it was just casual. You dropped that post. You did it on purpose. Of course she did. Of course. I love her. I root for her. That Freedom Dinner. Oh, it was awesome. I want a t-shirt with Freedom Dinner on it. Oh,
you know what?
So good.
I forget what the date is, but we'll celebrate it this year.
August 30th, I think. Let me confirm. Let me not spread fake news.
Yeah, we got to get the anniversary correct now that it's like an 30th, anniversary.
August 30th is the day they broke up. From now on, national holiday. Everyone think of Lindsay on August 30th.
Yeah, that's the one. Too. Well, I was about to say that's maybe the one day we'll get off Sheena's back about thinking about her.
Sheena needs every day too. But Lindsay girl, love you. This was hilarious. I was dying.
I can't.
It was
so
awesome.
Embarrassed.
She's so Florida, you know? She's so Florida.
You're so right.
She's so Florida. I love her. Okay, great. So do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. We have one more to go, and then I think like 2 reunions. So it's never ending, but it'll end eventually. And then thank God we're done with this, and hopefully they like revamp her or something. We'll see. We'll see. Love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.